Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Eastar Tarot, and today we're going to be doing another collective reading to see what our ancestors, spirit guides, and guardian angels would like to deliver to us as a message. And we're starting off with the Thoth deck today. Feeling our Thoth guidance today. So let's just see what comes out. Very hard deck to shuffle. These cards are very big in my hands, so I try my best. But sometimes they go all over. Oh, there we go. Oh, Seven of Swords. Makes a reappearance. Yeah, because we had Seven of Swords coming out last reading, I think, but just in a different suit. Let's get some more cards first. As we know, Seven of Swords means being very careful with your words, right? In this particular deck, they tie it to the keyword for, I almost said fertility, futility, which is usually like an effort that is, you know, they say it's futile, there's no hope, but let's just see what other cards come out around this one before we make our interpretation. Okay, these two. We got truce. Okay, Four of Swords. We have truce as the key word. It's futile, but then there's a truce. Interesting. And success with Six of Discs. Okay. Interesting. We got all these, we don't have really any figures. We only have geometry in this. Mostly just geometry in these cards. Interesting. It's almost saying like rest your sword, like you've got to take a break from the fight. Yeah, because Seven of Swords, it can usually mean we have to be very careful with our words. We have in a way that sometimes can be deceptive, but sometimes that's called for in life. Sometimes you have to be a bit of the trickster, or just be very wise with your words in certain situations because of those involved. Oh, and we have Ace of Swords on the bottom there. So yeah, a lot to do with communication and your words and your mental acuity. Yeah. It's sort of like take a rest from that. Yeah, let's just get one more card just to see if we can get a little more clarity. Oh, well, not these ones, but it is this one. Indolence. Okay. Eight of Cups. So leaving a situation. Okay. Okay, so I think what's going on here is you are coming away from this situation successful. Like whatever it is that you're trying to, whatever situation you're trying to get through, maybe you have to be very careful and tricky and masterful with how you navigate it. You're going to be able to take a rest from that now because you're having success. You're going to be okay. The Six of Pentacles is, or discs in this case, is about, you know, exchange, giving and receiving, and usually to do with, you know, the pentacles, material abundance. So I'd say whatever you were setting out to do, you're being successful with it. You're going to get your fair share is what I'm hearing. It's almost like you've got an argument with someone about finances or money, but it's going to be okay now. Like you can take a rest from that fight now because I think you've had a victory. You used your mind and your wits to get out of that situation well, or to get what you could out of that situation, and now you're able to walk away from it because the Eight of Cups is all about walking away, right? So you'll be able to get out of that Maybe you were in an argument for quite a bit, and we have Four of Cups luxury on the bottom. So I really see this as you getting away from that, getting away from all of that negotiation that was going on. Yeah, because we have truce, success. Like it just feels like you're able to walk away from something that was like almost like a financial debate, or it didn't even have to be about finances. It was almost about like a power struggle about like there I think there was finances in it, but it was also just like a power struggle over something. Like it might be something more like assets or something like that, not necessarily money itself, but like or like items, personal items, something like that. Yeah. Hmm. Or even just like getting away from a situation, like getting away from a person or people in general. Hmm. Yeah. And there's like a storm cloud in this card here, and it just feels like you're walking away from the storm now. Like the cloud, it's that period where the clouds calm after. It's still there's still a bit of destruction around, but like there's this calmness after, and you're in that moment now. And you're going to be able to rest, or you're going to be very soon. And we did bring aragonite in this reading, which, you know, helps soften your emotions, especially when we have emotional wounds going on. So I feel like that's very symbolic here. And we have with it the bear totem as well. So bears are very protective and loving, right? Maybe you're getting yourself out of that situation that you needed to leave. It's my tea. All right, let's get some animal warding cards here. Let's take out the cards gently this time. Protection, the skunk and magnolia. Yeah, so it's like you're being protected from the situation now. Like you're being taken out of it. And this is like, yeah, it's like you've had some good karma come in the sense that you're going to be taken out of a rough situation where maybe there were some power struggles going on, and you're being protected from some harsh energies that did not have your best interest in mind. Maybe that were being deceptive with you, since we have the Seven of Swords here. A situation that wasn't like, it was like you were arguing with someone where it wasn't going to go anywhere. And so you're kind of been taken out of it to get you out of there, out of that energy. Strength with elk and the ash. Yeah, so maybe you had to call upon your strength to get yourself out of that situation, but I kind of feel like the elk is like a guardian spirit almost that was helping get you out, helping to get you out. Yeah, because skunks, like, they spray, right? They spray a smell to ward off predators, and the elk has the horns, the antlers, to protect itself. Yeah, so there's definitely, maybe someone was distracted from you that was giving you a hard time. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Let's see, I'll just check out elk here for a sec. Sorry if you can hear that booming. My neighbor's kind of loud. They've got those heavy footfalls. Yeah. So elk can also ask you to call upon your strength to face a new challenge. So there could be that aspect to this as well. But I really do get like this is like guidance energy, like maybe they're just standing behind you, giving you the strength to stand up to them, because you have it under Seven of Swords here, which is, you know, either their deceptions or I get like arguments, like manipulative arguments going on here with Seven of Swords. So I think you are using your inner strength, but I think there are like your ancestors helping you as well to give you strength, like putting a hand on your shoulder is what I'm seeing while you're going through this, to guide you through it, guide your words. You know, sometimes we can ask them to help us with our words when we know we have a really important phone call or an argument coming up that is, or not necessarily that we know an argument's coming, but we know we're going to deal with something difficult or someone difficult. We can ask them to help guide our steps, guide our words, to make sure that we come out of the situation victorious, right? So I think that's going to be something that helps you in the future as well as right now. I think you're going through it now. So, you know, ask them to help you if you're feeling doubtful. But I also feel like you do have protection already. Like you're not going to be left left vulnerable. Yeah. This is about your boundaries. Your boundaries are being protected. So make sure that you keep protecting yourself as well. Like make sure you're calling upon the ancestors and spirit guides for that protection as well. Make sure you're maintaining your boundaries to keep your walls and defenses strong, right? Okay, let's get a Moonology card as well here. What else is going on in this situation? It seems like you've got good guidance behind you. You've got backup. So I don't think you're going to be left hanging. We got here, nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Yeah, so this situation is constantly shifting. Maybe because it's not... Whatever issue you have to resolve maybe with another person is not finished yet, but I think it's going to end up okay. Yeah. If it seems like something's not going right, I think this is a message that it's going to be, things will shift in your favor if it doesn't seem that way. I'm going to take that little revving engine as a confirmation for that. Time for healing, yeah. It's time to heal. And we have that with the Four of Swords here, so it seems like you're going to be given a bit of a break from this as well. Maybe you're just recognizing that you need that as well. Like, maybe you... Balsamic moon. I think you're being given extra protection right now so that you can give yourself a bit of a break to heal. Because you can't come at tough situations with, with an unhealed heart and with, a tired body, a tired mind, right? Things won't end up in your favor if you try to push it too far. I'm going to just see here. That's strange. I wish I had my archetypes with me, but I don't see them. One sec. There, I had to take a moment to find my archetypes deck. It was hiding on me. Yeah, definitely take some time for yourself if you're feeling a little bit out of sorts here. Because I think things are in the bag for you. Like, I don't think, you have to worry so much about results. I think maybe you're stressing yourself out a bit about that, but and maybe because you can sense something's on the horizon, like you sense that this change is on, you're on the precipice of this change and you're feeling a little bit anxious. Sometimes we can create problems out of nothing when we're in that state of mind. But I think you can relax. Your ancestors and guides are coming through here to say, you are being protected a lot right now. You're being protected. You don't have to worry about negative energies trying to sabotage, or maybe it's not even negative energies you're worrying about. Maybe it's actual people. You're worried that they're gonna try something or do something to screw with you. Something like that, or they're gonna show up at your house or something. I don't know. I think you gotta remember things are not yet set in stone for your journey as well. Like you're not yet like whatever it's been so far, the stress and the anxiety, it's not gonna be like that forever. That's not your story forever. Things are shifting, things are changing. Oh my gosh, we got the storm here. Yeah, so I think there is a little bit of chaos going on here that is maybe stressing you out, or maybe it's just the advent of change that's got you a little bit wired, frazzled. Or maybe there is someone that is kind of like a storm in your life that's kind of bringing in the chaos because they know you're about to make a shift. That's kind of how it happens, lower energies like to mess with us, especially when we're about to have a breakthrough, right? Because it's like their last chance to stop us. Ooh, the mirror. Interesting. I like this one because it makes me think of like a weird spaceship. Like those diamond, or what is it? Triangle. Yeah, there's these weird black triangles sometimes. I don't know if they're military planes or what, but they're very odd. Very mysterious. I don't know as much about the mirror. Maybe they're trying to do some mirror magic on you. Just maybe be aware of that. Yeah, maybe don't, something very important to remember is don't sleep in front of a mirror. I don't know if people know that conventionally, or this is like, obvious what I'm saying, but I know with feng shui, you do not want to sleep in front of a mirror. Mirrors can be very tricky in the spirit realm, and they can confuse us, because sometimes we leave our bodies when we sleep. And when there's a mirror, we can get trapped in other dimensions. I'm not trying to scare you or anything. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of like folklore about that, a lot of old wisdom about that, and I think it's just wise to follow that kind of stuff. Just be aware. Yeah, there's so many odd things about mirrors, right? Like they say a vampire won't show up in a mirror because they don't have a soul. But then why would that be a factor in whether we show up in a mirror, right? Unless there's something to do with souls, with mirrors, right? And then this idea that our soul could end up in the wrong body if it sees a mirror image, right? So, yeah, I think just on a very practical level, mirrors can drain our energy while we're sleeping. Just in a feng shui sense, they're not very good in the bedroom. So, if you sleep in front of a mirror in your bedroom, maybe change that up. I'm just feeling called to say that. And you can turn. You don't have to get rid of the mirror. You could, like, say you have a little standing mirror, or like one of those what do you call it? Full-length mirror that I have one in my room that's leaning against the wall, but I face it towards the door, so it doesn't mirror my bed at all or where I sleep at all, and that's fine. So maybe just consider that. I just think that could be very helpful because mirrors can be a bit tricky when they're in the bedrooms. Honestly, they're not really great for bedrooms, but if you have to have one, which I do need it to dress in front of sometimes, so I just place it strategically. So just be aware of that. Mirrors bounce energy as well. So, like, if you were to put it in front of your front entrance, it would bounce all the energy back, which might be good for deflecting negative energy, but it would also take away all your energy that you need in your house, right? And then your house would be stagnant of energy. There'd be no energy coming in, which is not good. So, think of it like a light. The mirrors bounce off light. Think of the light as the energy, right? So apply those rules, right? Mirrors are also about self-perception as well. So maybe there's something about this person affects your self-image, whatever, or this energy in your life affects your self-image. And there's the energy of narcissism with mirrors, right? If we stare too much into a mirror, it's like we're very narcissistic, right? So maybe you have some kind of a narcissistic energy coming at you. They're represented in the storm. Yeah, so like I think that there is a bit of a tricky energy here. The mirror and the storm make me think of like a trickster, like an energy of someone who maybe doesn't have your best interest at heart, but I think you're kind of conquering them. I think you're using your spiritual guides to help you, and you're learning how to leave that energy. And there's, with mirrors, they're not all bad. They're also about self-reflection, right? So maybe you're actually healing your self-image by moving away from the storm. Yeah, because we talked about changing your story with nobody or nothing is set in stone. Nobody is set in stone either, right? We're always changing. We're always fluid. We're always renegotiating who we are in the world. So perhaps you're going to get a new self-image. What you see in the mirror is going to be different than what you have always perceived. I think that you maybe looked in the mirror and didn't like who you saw for a long time, but I think that partly was caused by this energy in your life. But I think also this energy was attracted to that lack of self-confidence, that lack of love for yourself, right? Like they're like a pair. Like magnets drawn to each other. Or maybe this is just someone incredibly narcissistic who's trying to bother you. I'm not sure. But I think that there's that energy going on here where you are doing some self-reflection. Maybe having some rest time is giving you that moment to pause and be able to see that aspect of yourself that wants to maybe even hide from the mirror. I think you've had some very, again, like this chaotic lightning energy in your life, but you've got a time for healing now. So I think this symbolizes the healing from that. But it does take work. It does take effort to pull that apart because it ends up like knots around us, right? Like this energy gets all knotted and sticky in us, and we have to undo it. I'm gonna get some Luna Muffin cards. Little bunny cards. I think my phone's dying. Hold on, I'm gonna go get a charger. There, back in business. Didn't want my phone to die before we got through the reading. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. So it'll make sense in a minute here. I swear. Usually I just go intuitively and it seems to work out, so I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah, you're being protected right now so that you can have that time of healing, right? And your strength is being used to change your path, get you on the right path, right? Just seeing that in the way that the cards paired together. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Definitely getting some pentacles here. 9 of Cups. So yeah, I think there's maybe some resistance where you're trying to keep things stable, right? And you want to be safe. You want to feel safe. But sometimes that blocks the energies that want to move through you. The energies of change, right? But I see with the 9 of Cups that you're going to be satisfied. You're going to be in a good state of like emotional satisfaction, not necessarily material satisfaction. Although I think that can come in for you as well. Like I don't think this 4 of Pentacles is going to be lacking. Yeah. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that financially. Although maybe you will have to take some risks and maybe just hold on through some instability or some financial shifts. Because money always comes back to you, right? And sometimes we have to invest a little before we get a return. That's okay too, right? So don't stress if your finances seem like you're spending a lot on something, if it's towards your goals. Sometimes you got to spend a little money to make money, right? Yeah, sun. You're gonna get the sun. I think once you get there, you're gonna be okay. You're not gonna have to worry. Then we have reverse 3 of Wands, which it's not that your ship's not coming in. I think it's just a little bit delayed. I think there's 2 different aspects to this here. One is that, you know, you want to be comfortable, but you're afraid of missing your ship, missing your boat, right? And maybe that keeps you from resting, from relaxing. And maybe holding on to finances a lot is, or like feeling restrictive, feeling like you have to be careful all the time, prevents you from having a little bit of joy and fun in your life. So be aware of those aspects in your life, like those things that are operating. I also think that maybe this is telling you that your journey might be a little bit delayed, but take this time to just have some joyful moments, have some relaxing time. Maybe even just if you're, because you are moving away from something here, but maybe there's, you know, it's going to take a little bit more time than you expected. Don't view this as a setback. View it as something that gives you an opportunity to enjoy where you are a little bit longer. Because, you know, you might miss it when you leave, right? So just take it all in, right? If you're going to be there anyway, might as well just enjoy yourself, right? Maybe just take that attitude about it. Feel like you can be relaxed in that situation by appreciating all that you have and all that you might change. want to grab a butterfly. There's a lot going on in this reading. Volunteer. Okay. That really came flying out. Maybe you got to spend some time volunteering. Or it could just be the energy of volunteering. Like, you know, when we volunteer, we're just offering our time to something that is not just about ourselves, but it's also, you know, we might be trying something different that we wouldn't normally. So maybe that's, you know, the energy of what you got to do in this situation. Is just try some new things for the hell of it, or just volunteer your time to participate in something just for the experience of it, for, you know, whatever reason. Maybe because you have this extra time to wait that you got to use up anyway. Maybe you should just enjoy the process. Maybe there's something you'll be surprised by, or that's gonna shift your perspective in some unique way. Yeah, I think I want to get a crystal here. I haven't used a crystal deck in a while. Haven't wanted to come out in a bit. Let's just see. Maybe we can get some crystal guidance to finish off this reading. Yeah, it's 2 there. Okay. Carnelian. Confidence. And we have strength here too. Carnelian can be a lot about, you know, joy and you know, think of your sacral. You have it next to the sun here. So maybe just have some fun for the heck of it. And then we got petalite. Petalite can really bring softness into our life. Kind of like aragonite here, actually. Yeah, petalite. And sometimes petalite can be about forgiveness as well. So maybe there's an aspect of forgiving others or forgiving yourself. I get the energy of volunteering though, like with like maybe others less fortunate, maybe in a way bringing out that aspect of you that feels like goodwill to people, or feeling like you want to give more to others in some way. It's almost an energy of like, you know, if you're like moving and getting rid of a stuff, like giving away your things to others or spending time with others in some way that's charitable. Not sure. Maybe I'll take a look in the book here for petalite. There's something about that though, like yeah. Petalite can also be about your ability to detach from a situation, to just observe the situation. And that could relate to these aspects of yourself that you're trying to move on from. Not sure here. You know, the petalite tries to help us not take things too personally, too intensely. Like it's really a card or a crystal of stepping back, of seeing how our emotions are getting really involved in something. So it could also be if there's an aspect of leaving, like maybe you're also struggling to leave, and maybe that's what the reverse 3 of Wands is about. Because it's not necessarily that you're not going to go, or you won't miss your boat. It's that there's something holding you back a bit, and maybe it's this softness for something that you're leaving. Yeah, maybe Yeah, again, we talked about that energy trying to pull you back. So maybe be careful of that. Like maybe something wants to tug on your heartstrings, but you gotta be strong and, stand in your truth and not let it pull you in. That could be something that you're being protected from as well. Hmm. I do think you're going to get to a better place that's going to make you really satisfied and that you're going to feel a big, big relief with. I'm just not sure what volunteer's about. Let me just check. Maybe there is something about volunteering that's going to help you get to where you want to go. Yeah. Yeah, one of the things about volunteering says donate items. So I was feeling that with volunteer, so that could be something to do with, if you're leaving a situation. Yeah, and obviously helping others in need. It can also be like volunteer, like allow your guides to show you what to do or show you where to go. Like volunteer to be positioned somewhere, right? Hmm. Sorry, I'm just having some. I feel like there's something I'm missing here. With Carnelian here, you need confidence, or it's trying to give you confidence. Maybe you have gained confidence because you have this new strength. Hmm. I think that, you are doing well. You are on the right path. I just there's like this energy that wants to pull you back in a little bit. And I think it might be partly from you. Like I think maybe you want someone to shift or change, but I think it's again, I'm being drawn back to futility. Like it's futile with them. And I think they affect your self-image, your self-confidence. And I think you realize that now, you recognize that. So it's just best to move on because you have this waiting for you, right? Hmm. Yeah, I think it's just time to move on. And the video is getting a little long here, so I think I'm just gonna end it there. I don't think there's any more to say. I think you got this. And it's just reaffirming that you're protected in your journey, right? So make sure you continue on and don't hold back. Don't hold back from where it is you're going. I think you know what you need to do. You know what path you're on. Just follow the signs. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope this was helpful. And if you want, you can subscribe to the channel or like the video and leave a comment if you feel this resonated with you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All right, take care.